First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sean Zinke, and I'm the president and co-founder of TAPLocal. TAPLocal, along with our other brands, has been around for over 20 years. We not only offer marketing services, but we're also what's called a registered payment facilitator, which basically just means that we provide business owners the ability to accept all forms of electronic payment, from credit and debit cards to checks and ACH. Our core of marketing products include websites, Facebook and Google advertising, reputation management, as well as online presence SEO, and SMS marketing, which we will be talking about today. But before I begin, I would like to introduce two other individuals on this call to help with Q&A. First off is Brandon Crawford. Brandon is the head of our deployment and product implementation team. He came to us from Google, where he spent many years in their paid advertising division. Also on the call, we have Daniel Flynn, who heads our own in-house digital marketing, blogging, paid advertising, and email drip campaigns, just to name a few of his many talents. In all, they are both very experienced and bring a tremendous amount of value to our team. With that said, we will go ahead and we will get started. Okay, so today we will be talking about how COVID-19 is affecting businesses across the nation. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have been heavily impacted. And really we hope today you take some things back that we can either help you out with or that you can actually do yourself. But we're going to talk also about being proactive versus being reactive. The importance of having your business accurately listed on as many sites as possible, as well as not only that, but having up-to-date information for your customers to find. Like I just said, we will be also talking about how can you tap into your business. While it seems like everybody else is tapping out, you know, a lot of businesses are being forced to do certain things. However, there are proactive things that you can be doing to help it when all the restrictions are lifted. We will also be showing you how to audit your online visibility and reputation. We actually have a pretty unique tool that can go ahead and do this for you. We will be talking as well about digital communication and why it should be the primary focus for your business. With that said, also SMS marketing in particular. Obviously, you know, we have our own SMS marketing platform, and when we believe pretty strongly about it. The reason for that is SMS marketing has close to a 98% open rate. So there's no doubt it's the most highly effective channel of communication for you to reach your customers. And we'll get into how it can be used for your business in particular, and then we'll provide a live demo as well. With that said, everybody who's attending the webinar today will also have the opportunity and be given a free demo account. This demo account will also include 25 free messages for you to use at your leisure. Those are 25 monthly messages as well. At the end of the call, we will have a live Q&A session. So during our presentation, feel free to chat any questions. We will try our best to get to all of them at the end. However, we can answer some direct questions as well. We've got everybody's contact information. Last but not least, I'm sure many of you are wondering, during this webinar, how can I benefit from this information? Our answer is that there are going to be many different ways that you can do this during the COVID virus as well as afterwards. And we strongly believe that many of the things that we've been talking about today, or we will be talking about today, will be things that businesses should have been doing all along, not only during this time, but also in the future as well. As you all know, in these difficult times, industries are changing. Many are being forced to change just due to the current pandemic. New state and government regulations are coming out every day. You know, we don't really know when this is going to be lifted, when business is going to go back to normal. And so every day we're trying to think of new ways, new things, new ideas to not only help you guys during this time, but also make sure that when these regulations are lifted, you're really ready to go. Many businesses, as you know, we had just talked about, are being forced to close their doors. Many of these businesses are having to change their service models as well. Mostly retail and restaurant is definitely being impacted heavily with this. We found that restaurant industry in particular is especially being impacted. Many restaurants that didn't offer delivery or carry out before are now actually having to adapt to the immediate change in order to keep some revenue coming through the doors. And so I think it's important to know that you can't expect to keep all revenue coming through the doors at these times. And really what we want to do is make the most out of what you could be doing to get some revenue. We've seen that a lot of retail locations don't really sell online. And they, at this point, have to close their doors. So we've seen some of our retail customers change from not just an in-store retail location, but also they've had to partner with us to create online, what are called e-commerce websites, basically give them the ability to sell their product online. Other locations are offering curbside pickup for online orders or drive-ups. At TAPLocal, we believe there could be a silver lining in all of this and in turn create new revenue streams for businesses who adapt and survive. You know, just because a restaurant today is offering curbside pickup or delivery, or even a retail location has an e-commerce website, doesn't mean that you would actually want to take that down after a lot of these lifts are lifted. It could actually open up a whole new revenue stream for your business and really, in turn, when everything is lifted, have your revenue stream grow even more. We see many of the ongoing issues businesses are facing being exaggerated during this time. Again, a lot of these issues aren't just issues right now. Online presence, needing a website, texting your customers. Another product we offer is online reviews. These are really things that we've always known that a business should be doing all the time. However, it's just kind of being exaggerated right now during the virus. A big one we see is brands, big and small, not managing what we call their online storefront or brand. So think about it like this. You have your regular storefront, your restaurant, your retail location, or maybe you're just a service-based business and you have a website. But really, how does your store look online? When somebody does a Google search, whether it's branded or unbranded, how do you look? Do you look like a big box retailer, established business, or do you kind of maybe look a little bit more mom and pop? Namely, how do you communicate with your customers or potential customers? This is happening with small businesses as well as big box stores. As you can see, we're going to talk about Best Buy, and so you got to think to yourself, if Best Buy is doing these things, if Best Buy is potentially offering curbside pickup, if Best Buy pays attention to their online presence, if Best Buy cares about their online reputation, all of these things, if Best Buy, a national store chain, a large brand is doing it, I think we all have to think about, can I as a smaller business do the same? And hopefully by the end of this, you all see you definitely can. Hopefully you can learn the knowledge to either go do it on your own or potentially reach out to us for some help. A great example actually is from Brandon, who is joining us on this call. Brandon actually went online, saw that Best Buy made a national announcement. They were closing all of their retail locations for public visitation. What they did is they adapted to the local legislation and set up curbside pickup for online orders. They also advertised that people could pull up, speak with a staff member, and actually that staff member could go inside and shop for that particular product for the customer. I mean, that's such a great idea. I know many people probably may not think of it or may not have the bandwidth or manpower to do so, but it's not always the idea, it's actually executing it. So Brandon actually needed something for his home office. He went to Best Buy, pulled up like you read on the internet, and spoke with an employee who happened to be waiting outside. He told them what he was there for, and then he told the employee, you know, hey, I'm here for curbside pickup, or sorry, I actually need you to go look in the store for this product. And actually the employee had apologized to Brandon nicely and said, you know, they stopped doing this the other day. Of course, Brandon, as he should be, was really frustrated. He went through the work. He looked online prior to going to Best Buy. He had seen this service being advertised. Then he decided to take his business elsewhere because he was so upset about the experience that he had. He took his business elsewhere. being who we are, we see this happen every day. So it's not just during this time that people are misled unknowingly by seeing something on a Google search, but also just happen to be it could be a holiday and you could forget to update your holiday hours, and a customer could actually drive to your store, call your business, and you didn't mean to not tell them you weren't open for business. But in turn, now that customer is probably a little bit discouraged, may or may not use you in the future. Many businesses don't realize, and it costs them not only that sale, but oftentimes future sales as well. This is a big box store of Best Buy, and think about this scenario played out as a smaller business. The customer reaction would likely be much worse. And if that individual went public with their complaint, like an online review, it could potentially really hurt that small business. So we think a lot of times to ourselves, Best Buy, big box brands, retail locations, even big service providers, they can't get away with these things, and they know it. They know it because they have these services. They keep up their online reputation. They keep up their online presence. And I think that if they're doing it, I think we all, even small business owners, have to kind of admit you may be wanting to do it as well, or you should be doing it as well. The point of this whole story is that every part of your online presence is equally as important. Not just now, but even more when the economy and people get back on the right track. If you're not doing these things when the economy is on the rise, it could really cost you. So now I want everybody to ask, what can you be doing now? What can you be doing to help your business during these hard times? We came up with a few solutions. One, you could do nothing. You could panic. This could cause distress at your business. It could cause distress at home. But really, I don't think anybody wants to do that. I think the more you focus on your business, less panic. We all know you'll be much more successful. Next one, you could close your business, or you unfortunately could be forced to close your business by not adapting, by accepting the revenue loss, which you hope to recover. Some can, but I think if we're all honest with each other, some won't be able to. The third approach, you could be proactive. A lot of the purpose of this call is to really try to ingrain that into a lot of our business owners' minds, is that to not be reactive during this time, but to be proactive. Not just to get through it, but to rise when this is all over. And so hopefully a lot of these things can help do that. All right, we've got some cool little graphics on here. One of them, the guy looks a little uncomfortable. It looks like he's tapping out. So we're going to talk a little bit about what are your benefits of tapping in versus tapping out. If you tap in, you can be proactive. You can make sure your listings are online properly across 60 plus sites. You can be loading customers into our dashboard, sending text messages. There are a number of things that you can do to be tapping in during this time. Obviously, we know times are tough. Even here at TAPLocal, we've had to make some changes and improve what we currently do. This is really a time to reflect on how can we improve, not just during this time, but also when we come out of it. So would you rather tap in or would you rather tap out? Initially when we speak to most businesses, the first thing that comes to mind is, my business is already listed on all the major sites. Looking on the screen, you've got Google, you've got Apple, you've got Bing, Facebook, TripAdvisor, Instagram, which are all big. They're all the best. We are not saying that you don't want to be listed on Google. We're not saying you don't want to be listed on Bing. But what we want to talk about is what that really means and what other places you could be listed on to in turn help with your search results. We're sorry to say it's not just okay to be listed on those sites. All of these sites actually talk to one another, and more often than not, it's kind of like the telephone game. It creates a substantial amount of missing and inaccurate information. So if you can imagine, you've got all your information properly listed on Google, you went through, you got your Google My Business potentially, and then you stroll across another site and it's got an old phone number, and you're wondering, why does this site have an old phone number? Well, that site may not have been updated by Google. Google's not proactively saying, hey, listingsite.com, I just got a new address or phone number for this business who just registered their GMB. I think you should take my information and you should post it on your site. These sites aren't speaking to each other quite like that. And what happens is the telephone game occurs, and then slowly but surely your information becomes inaccurate online. And actually, we will show a perfect example of this with one of our companies and how it's displayed online. Like I said, most business owners really only care about the heavyweights like Google, which again is obviously important. It's Google's job, if you think about it, to deliver the most relevant search results as fast as possible. So if your business is shown consistently online, you're more likely to be the lucky chosen one. And what I mean by that is they Google and they're looking for pizza near me. Well, Google wants to find out the best pizza place in the shortest amount of time that will deliver the most consistent, reliable results, because Google doesn't want to get in trouble. So what they're going to do is they're going to actually ask all of these other partner sites and say, hey, okay, this is it. This is the pizza shop that I feel is most relevant, and bam, they deliver that as the first search result typically. As you can see on my screen, there are many other listing sites. Most of them, to be honest with you, at times I am not familiar with because they're constantly emerging. There's new sites that are constantly showing up, and it's our job as a company to make sure that you're listed on all of them. In fact, there are actually 60 plus major sites, apps, and search engines that we work with that we will sync all of your information, leaving no room for customer confusion. Now, many businesses ask us, will this increase my SEO or search results? Our answer and the way we look at it is, how can it not? How can listing your business on 60 rather than 6 not increase your search results? So if you're listed on all 60, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be wondering, gee, am I going to be found on localmatch.com or not? We'll make sure you are. It all starts with a scan. We scan all of our partner sites to see your business and how it appears online. And while the results I'll show you in a second are really going to shock you, it's again, the business we're going to show is listed properly on Google. However, there are many sites that it is not listed at all, or it is just listed inaccurately. So we're going to go ahead and we will pull that up. Okay, so what we have here is our TAPLocal listings site testing tool. What I'm going to do is I will enter actually a partner company of ours. This is a company that's not B2C or B2B. This is kind of a, I guess, called a shell company. So they will not or should not be accurately listed online. But for demonstration purposes, I'll go ahead and we'll use that on here. So go ahead, I enter business name, the address. This happens to be located in St. Paul, Minnesota, 55102, and their phone number. Go ahead and hit down here, scan now. Now what this is doing is it's actually communicating with over 60 sites on the internet, and it's cross-referencing the information that we had entered from the legal or DBA business name. Everybody on this call will be wanting to enter their DBA as you would want it to be seen on the internet from a user search perspective. And what this is actually showing us is that 41% of the listings that we communicate with, that we partner with online, are actually coming back and saying that what we had entered is incorrect or what they have is incorrect. Also on this side, this 86% of businesses in this region, St. Paul, Minnesota, have better reviews. So I know we on this call aren't talking too much about our reviews, our review product or service. However, that is something that we offer as well, the ability to generate new reviews as well as monitor reviews. And we could talk about that directly with you as well. As you can see going down here, there are other addresses right here, 1045 Sansom Street in San Francisco. I can tell you the individuals who own this business, my business partners, have no idea. I know that they don't have a business in San Francisco, California, and I can tell you that that is not correct. As we go down, you can see a lot of listings aren't found. I mean, look at this. How many people used to use MapQuest? Actually, a lot of people still do. I don't have the exact amount on top of my head. I want to say it's It's in the high millions on monthly people who actually visit MapQuest, but Paradigm Services is not listed on MapQuest. You go down local.com. So I want to point out one more thing. You click on this local.com and it's got the right information. As you can see right here, there's no primary category. And so what that means is that if somebody were to, in this case, type in credit card processing, which is what Paradigm Services' main stream of business is, it doesn't actually have a category. Okay, and so they will not show up. If you do not have your product or your category or service listed on all of these sites, you will not show up when they do a non or unbranded search like credit card processing near me. Also, you can click on the listing site itself and you can go through and you can see what other things does it talk about. It says related services is credit card services, but as you can see up here, there's nothing. There's nothing up here that says they've got a subcategory of credit card services, but that would lead most people to believe that Paradigm Services might actually offer credit cards rather than do credit card processing. As you can see, it can get pretty complicated. I don't want to say it gets misleading. However, what our product and service does is it makes sure that there isn't anything misleading and that we lead the person in the right direction. We will be showing and sending everybody in this online, this webinar today. Actually, I think right now they will go ahead and put in the chat the link that you guys, everybody in here can use. It's free to use. You can scan as many or as few businesses as you want. Also, there will be contact information for our company on there as well. So if you have any misunderstanding or you want anything cleared up, or you just maybe want a little bit more of a thorough explanation of this, you'll be feel free to reach out to us. We obviously would love to talk to you and see how we can help you out. So with that said, we want to talk about what's important when you guys all scan your own business. What do we find that's important? We find oftentimes a business not being listed at all. Really, obviously, I think everybody would know, especially on the big sites, you need to be listed all the time, accurately as well. We also find businesses with the wrong phone numbers, an old address or even a home address, and oftentimes you'll find it's a home address, an old office, maybe even an old business partner's phone number. I've even seen old competitors' phone numbers, and that can lose a lot of business for something so simple. We also talk about what we just hit on is that the listing site may have your listing on there. However, it's not listing all of the products, services, or in that case, a primary category. And really that goes to the unbranded search. So if you think about what's most important, not only your name, address, and phone number, but also that you're showing the right products and services. So when somebody does one of those unbranded searches, like pizza near me, you have the opportunity to show up. We can all agree, we all know, if somebody goes on local.com and you don't have a primary category or you don't have your products or services listed, if that user is searching for you, they're not going to find you. They will go with one of your competitors. With that said, so in all, TAPLocal listings main features, first and foremost, we'll accurately list your business on 60 plus different search engines, maps, and apps. You will also have the ability to add, monitor, and update your business information across all of the available listings through one central dashboard. So for this time in particular during COVID, you could literally log in and just list your business as, I think Google's now actually offering temporarily closed, but you can change your hours. And most important is not just making sure your business is listed accurately right now, but making sure that when your doors open back up, you are letting everybody you can know. On all 60 sites, bam, your business is live. It is open for business. You're ready to go. You're sick of working at home or staying at home, and you're ready for customers to come through those doors. For a lot of you restaurateurs out there, this is going to be a real important one. Getting your any new products for those retail, but your menu for restaurants or service listed online. A lot of businesses, especially restaurants, aren't listing their menu or their services. And for menu in particular, if all you have is a PDF photo or an image of your menu, that's not doing your business justice. That is not crawlable by Google, meaning for all of you non-techies out there like myself, it cannot be read by Google. So if you are an Italian restaurant and you serve Parmesan chicken, yet you don't have your menu listed on your website or on all 60 sites in a readable format, nobody on the internet knows you serve or sell Parmesan chicken. It would be the equivalent of if TAPLocal didn't have a website and we didn't list our services. We would just be marketing and payments, and we would leave the rest to your imagination. You can detect, approve, and reject suggestions users make on public listing sites. We find many businesses don't realize this, but there are suggestion areas, boxes, tabs, fields, whatever you want to call them, on the majority of these sites for a user to actually change the information you may or may not have entered. So we've seen things like addresses change, phone numbers and names change, but sooner or later, again, we go back to that telephone game. If one person changes one thing or suggests a change, Google doesn't advertise how many changes it takes before it actually, or suggestions it takes before it makes that change, but they will change it eventually. We also take care of duplicate listings. So you may actually have the same business listed in two very, very similar ways on these listing sites. And our tool actually will identify these duplicate listings and then allow us, or you, if you'd like to suppress those duplicate listings and only show the one that is correct and signed off by you. We also provide some pretty detailed reporting, not only just on how your listings are performing and maybe that they are being listed on all 60 sites, but we also provide you reporting about how many calls, direction requests, competitor analysis. In fact, TAPLocal's portfolio of customers see a significant increase in calls, clicks, and search views year over year. We'll get into some statistics in a few slides. I can tell you we're in the upwards of over 100% growth for our businesses year over year. We also monitor and will be notified, you as well, when online review comes in, to one local dashboard. So you'll be able to not only monitor, but also respond to these reviews through that dashboard. This most important during this time, posting of critical updates. That's really a big thing we're trying to push here at TAPLocal. I know Google's trying to push it as well, but now they actually offer you to do kind of similar to your Facebook posts, but on your Google, what we call a knowledge card. So that right-hand card, when you're doing a branded search for your business, will actually show, some posts that you have, as well as you can update business hours, temporary closing, reopenings. Those are just a few of the details that you can really manage through this one central online dashboard. All right, so with the immediate changes that have spread across the nation, our network partnerships with listing sites, we're constantly making adjustments to their platform in order to help local businesses communicate with their customers in a much clearer way. Google, for example. Google implemented new attributes such as dine-in, takeout, delivery, which will display more prominently on Google.com and within the Google Maps app. Okay. They've also introduced additional shopping attributes such as delivery and pickup. So, like we said before, you don't just want to be doing those things today. You may find that you want to do takeout, dine-in, delivery, and pickup in the future as well. And so this could really open up some different channels of revenue for your business. Another one is Facebook, Bing, and Yelp. They actually are now supporting temporarily closed locations. So as well as allowing businesses to set a holiday hours and add a reopen date field to your listing. So that's really a really cool big new one that they've come out with, temporarily closed locations. Instead of you saying you're closed and leaving it up for, I guess, the consumer to guess, are you closed forever? Are you closed for good? No, we're just temporarily closed during the virus. These are very helpful features that are either brand new or enhancements from what was previously available. What you have to be careful of, though, is ensuring you're following all of the latest policies across each platform. They're constantly changing. If the wrong kind of updates are made, and your listing will then become risk of suspension. So we talk about this. We've talked about it throughout this webinar, how important it is to stay up to date on those policies. And really, we don't expect you to do that. That is something that we take care of for you. So we don't expect for you to be reading up on Google's new updates and attribute changes in Facebook and Yelp, and being concerned, is my Yelp listing correct? Does my menu show up? That's not something that any business owner should really be worrying about. For a very reasonable fee, that's something that we take care of for you. So I'll tell you that our account management team, their job is to ensure all of the most current policies are being followed. We're in direct contact with these partner sites, and we are constantly trying to deliver the best results possible. So before we get into some of our other products, mainly our SMS product, which is what we will be talking about, you may think, why TAPLocal? Why would I choose TAPLocal to handle, in this case, online listings or SMS marketing? Here are just a few of our great results for year-over-year growth our customers have seen. So we start with 4.8 million views on Google search. So this isn't paid, okay? This is organic views. So this is 4.81 million views our customers have seen on Google search, okay? Year over year, and these are statistics straight from our dashboard, 144% increase in phone calls from business listings. So again, not paid ads, not calls from a website. This is straight click calls from a listing itself, okay? Another big one for you service-based businesses out there or e-commerce, 127% increase in clicks to our clients' websites. Again, organic clicks to websites. So this is not your fundamental, your standard paid advertising, which 127% increase on clicks would probably be a significant amount of ad spend on a monthly basis for a client's website. We have also 120% increase in direction requests from users wanting to visit the business. So for you, those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with it, whether it's on Yelp or on Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever it is, these are actual direction requests that we can track. Now, to say, did they go to your business? I don't know, but I can tell you we will list your business on all of these sites for the consumer to ask for directions. We also see 109% increase in overall profile views. So if you remember back to that screen I showed you a minute ago, the local.com, that's what we would consider a profile view. So that's your specific business profile on that actual listing site. So 109% increase in those profile views. So, I mean, as you can see, just going through these statistics, those are some pretty impressive numbers results-wise for any, what you may call SEO, marketing, advertising, basically SERP results. And so all in the 100%. I'm really impressed by the 144% increase in phone calls. Many businesses want more phone calls. Obviously, I know TAPLocal does, but 144% increase in those click-to-call. You know, just to reiterate, we mentioned earlier that one of your top priorities as a business owner is communication. You need to be letting your customers know what's going on with your business across all of these different sites. So are you open? Are you closed? Do you have new hours? Are you running a new promotion? We talked about that post section. Are you changing your business format from pickup or from in-house dining to delivery, to pickup, to curbside pickup? The Best Buy example comes to mind where, you know, Brandon went, he wanted to have the store, the employee go search for a product. They had that listed on their online listings. However, they didn't update it, and Brandon was, you know, frustrated, disappointment, and ended up buying that product somewhere else. Do you have a new website? Do you have a website at all? Do you have a reopen date if you're closed? With that being said, not only are you gonna, or do you need to be communicating with your customers through these online listing sites, but you also might be asking, what other ways can I be talking and communicating with my current customers through another channel? I always talk about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. Well, during these tough times where you know your customers are loyal to you, you know your customers want to communicate with you, want to be staying up to date with you, how do you communicate with them? So we're going to get to that. Our next topic for SMS marketing. Okay, to get started, so it's no secret we are all always on our phones. Most anybody out there prefers to be communicated with. We'll get through some statistics in a couple slides through SMS marketing. It's the most cost-effective way to communicate with your customers. Okay, 93% of all messages, text messages, are opened in the first 3 minutes. There's nothing like it. Email as a total has an average of just 20% on an open rate. In text is 93% just in the first 3 minutes. Okay. As a matter of fact, 98 out of 100 text messages get opened when only 20 out of 100 emails get opened. So we're going to go over a few of these other statistics. They kind of speak for themselves. This one is talking about we are on our phones all day. We just talked about that. Actually, an average American picks up their phone 47 times per day. Okay? If you're not communicating with your customers through the most effective form of communication, straightforward, cannot go to a bounce or spam, it will hit their phone and they 93% of the time will open it within 3 minutes, you're talking about text message marketing. A lot of you probably have tried email blasts, posting on your Facebook news feed, or even calling your customers when they don't pick up. Have you ever tried texting them? Like we said, 209% higher response rate via text than phone, email, or Facebook. Again, 20% of all emails are open versus 98% on SMS. In addition, if you're looking to reach them quickly, obviously, like I said, straightforward, straight to the point, straight to their phone, the phone that they pick up 47 times a day. Also, we all have to admit, millennials are going to be the growing, source of revenue for many businesses in the future. 75% of millennials prefer promotions and surveys over text versus any other communication method. They want straightforward, to the point. They probably are rarely checking email these days. So all in all, you can reach mass amounts of your customers. We've got the ability to bulk upload customers who will actually read your messages and read them quickly. Nothing worse than putting all that work towards an email, towards a phone campaign, towards whatever the case may be, and have nobody open up their inbox, nobody open up their email, nobody go to their house, their mailbox, and open up that envelope with the promotion. There's nothing worse than putting all that time and money into something that doesn't even get opened. Okay, 98% of all text messages are opened. All right, so now what we will do is show you an online demo of our dashboard. This is actually the same dashboard that we use to send out our own promotions. Some of you may have received a text message from us about this webinar. In fact, we received our highest engagement rate from that text message. So the majority of individuals who actually attend and booked this webinar booked it through the text message marketing that we sent out. We really do truly believe that SMS marketing is the most effective form. This campaign in particular definitely proved that to us with the highest engagement rate. So we're going to come over here. The first thing about any opt-in program is creating customers. And real quick, the reason why opt-in marketing is so effective is because your customers are opting in. Sounds kind of obvious, but a lot of business owners are concerned about annoying their customers or sending too many messages. The best part about this is you will be able to schedule these messages and control the frequency in which they get sent out. Also, these people want to hear from you. If they are opting in and they're receiving benefit from it, just like an email drip, just like a phone call, they will want these messages. We offer the ability for them to opt out as well, so don't be concerned about somebody who is receiving a message not being able to stop receiving those messages. So first thing I'm going to do is I will come over here. I'm going to add a customer. We're just going to do kind of a generic number. Obviously, this is the one you always see in the movies. We will put my name as this customer. Okay. And as you can see right here, we can add this customer to groups, or we can create new groups. So a lot of you service-based businesses, you can do a group like the month that they made a purchase, and you can schedule something out for the future, maybe a recurring service, an ongoing maintenance plan, something like that. You can put down here, and you can add a user, a consumer, one of your prospects to a group or as many groups as you want. All right, so we'll come down here. We're going to go ahead and create myself as a customer. We'll go right up here to send a text. All right, we will go ahead. We're going to look Sean up in here. It came up here. It's got my phone number. It's also got the phone number that we just put in. We can do a sample message. So this is a reminder of your appointment on Tuesday at 2 p.m. All right. So I can go ahead and I can send this message out right now, or if it's more convenient, I can schedule it for later. All right. So you can schedule it for as far out as you'd like. You can schedule for any time within some parameters. 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. is what we require for that. Or what you can do actually is if you want to set recurring messages, meaning let's just say you want to remind, you're at a body shop or oil change, and you want to remind people to change the oil once every 90 days. You can actually create that in here, and you can say, I want to do monthly, I want to send once every 3 months, and I want this campaign actually to start on Wednesday. Okay, so if I had added Sean maybe to the April oil change in this case, I would have been able to send Sean a reminder once every 3 months to get his oil changed. There are many different ways that you can get creative with this. The best part about this is for every business vertical or industry that we have, we also have account managers that will help you along the way, help you create these campaigns. So even if you're thinking right now, man, I don't know the campaigns that I would use or create. I don't know the groups that I would make. I don't know how I can really effectively use this tool. I know it's effective. I know I can use it. I think I need somebody's help. I think I might need a professional's help of how can I get this implemented. You get an onboarding team as well as account management team to help you along the way. You can contact them at any time, and they will be gladly, they will help you figure out different ways, different campaigns that you can create to effectively use this tool. All right, and so that is TAPLocal text. This is, like we said, we'll kind of recap a little bit here. You can connect, okay? You can connect with your customers and use a platform and a channel to actually reach your customers rather than going to their spam box. Again, a 98% open rate, 93% in the first 3 minutes. Again, there's no doubt that this is the most effective form of communication out there. Something we didn't hit on too much on that dashboard was also our reputation management section. Within that dashboard, you can also not only send text messages for marketing purposes, but you can actually send out review requests. So I know you service-based businesses, restaurants, anybody out there know the importance of online reviews and how is your business portrayed online? Do people say nice things about your business? Do they not? Or do they not say anything at all? We find that most of the time, the reason why a business doesn't have many online reviews is because they're not asking for them. And really, you need to be, okay? And so businesses out there everywhere are doing it today. And we offer the request actually to be sent via text message from that same dashboard to sites like Google, Facebook, and even TripAdvisor. The next one would be to send special messaging to your customers. Really, we want to keep them in the know. We want to keep them in the loop to potential changes, not just during this pandemic, but also in the future. So specials, promotions, reminders. I can't tell you how many service-based businesses we've been able to help out because they were able to actually remind their customers an hour, 2 hours, or even the day before of their service call. We had one business who said that one service call that was missed unintentionally by a customer cost him in the upwards of $150 per appointment. So every time these reminders help a show rate for his appointments, he potentially is the product is paying for itself, and he's having more people show up to his service calls than he did before. Just as a reminder, I want everybody to know you all will be receiving a link to our online dashboard, actually a welcome email with a username and password. Along with that, you will be receiving 25 free messages. Anybody who attends this, we have their email address, will be receiving that link. And again, 25 free messages, no strings attached. However, we would love to walk you through the dashboard again and see how we can make it work for you. Okay, so before we get to the Q&A, just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about, some of you may have heard of TAPLocal before. I mentioned it in the beginning of the webinar as well. We don't just offer online reputation, online business listings, and SMS marketing. Again, we are a registered payment facilitator. We predominantly sell a point of sale system called Clover. Clover is an all-encompassing cloud-based, app-based point-of-sale system, offers many different feature functionality apps for different types of businesses. We also, like we said earlier, we do paid advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. It's another one of our great offerings. And again, also we do websites. So if you have a website and you don't like it, if you don't have a website and know you need it, that's definitely something that we can help you out with as well. We feel that every business owner, when in business, needs this core fundamental kind of foundation of products, from websites to online listings to SMS marketing. Okay, so now that all of you have the information, what's next? Like I said, you will be receiving that online, the dashboard with the 25 free messages. We offer one-on-one consultation. You can schedule an appointment. We also will be reaching out to you if you happen to miss us. We will strategize and think of ways that you can adapt your business to the local environment today, as well as in the future. We'll talk to you about your goals, and how you will arrive at that destination. The destination we're looking for is your business to succeed. We believe that at TAPLocal, when you succeed, we succeed. And then also, once if you do decide to sign up with us, you will receive an implementation team. Again, Brandon Crawford, who is on this call, leads that team, takes care of a lot of installation, a lot of walkthroughs, product demos, and he will be available as well. Last but not least, we want you to grow. Like I said, if you grow, we grow. The most important thing for your business is the overall growth, whether that's reaching new customers, your existing customer base, or your fundamental goal as a company. We're here to help. We strategize weekly, think of different ways we can help a small business, and we would love to help yours as well. So without further ado, we really do appreciate your time today. We are going to open it up for some Q&A. I know we received quite a few questions over the course of this webinar. I apologize if we cannot get to everyone's questions. However, we will try to hit on as many as possible. Again, if you want, we will be reaching out to you to answer your questions directly, or feel free to reach out to us as well. But without further ado, I will hand it over to Brandon and Daniel, and they will take it from there. Thanks, guys. Can you guys hear us now? I'm sorry about that. We had a little bit of issues. All right, great.
All right, so sorry about that, guys. This is Brandon, the deployment manager here at TAPLocal. We did receive some questions throughout the chat or throughout the presentation in the chat window. The main question that we kept receiving was, how much do these services cost? So we're going to break it down for you, SMS marketing as well as the online listings. So go ahead, Sean.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so our both products each start at $49.99 each. For the SMS product, it's primarily based on the number of messages that your business will need. Also, we offer review generation through the same platform, so that would be an add-on fee as well. For a business listings product, that also starts out at $49.99. That's for your basic online listings. We recommend, not just for obviously the revenue purposes, but for the product itself, the full bundle on our business listings offering. It really does offer some schema markup on the website, review monitoring, as well as online listings. And really at $149.99, we feel it is probably the best kind of quote unquote bang for your buck. So again, $49.99 is how much each of the individual products start at.
All right, very good. So another one that we received in the chat was how do I get my customers opted into the platform? What different ways can I get them opted in?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I want to hit on this real quickly is the reason why it's so important is an SMS marketing platform is nothing without opt-ins. And so really the fundamental, the basic part of the platform is getting those customers opted in. And there are a number of ways that you can do that. One way is actually we will provide you what's called a keyword and signage to promote this on your website. If you have a store, we also offer table tents as part of the package. But also we offer you the ability to add individual customers on the online dashboard, as well as an Excel template to upload bulk customers. So if you already have customer lists compiled on an Excel or CSV spreadsheet, you will have the ability to upload those customers directly into the dashboard. And again, the more customers you have opted in, the more opportunity you have to actually proactively send them those promotions, reminders, and confirmations.
All right. So the next one is a two-part question from one of our listeners out there. Can I update my listings just one time?
So we get this question a lot. The answer is unfortunately no. The reason for that is we go back to that telephone game. And first and foremost, if you were just to update these listings one time and then turn our services off, it would actually go back to how it looked before. So many of the listings actually will be taken down. And again, the telephone game, even if it were not to be taken down and you did update them one time, they will eventually go back. These other smaller sites will receive incorrect information or data from some other third-party source, and they slowly but surely will go back to how your listings were looking before. So think of this more as an ongoing service, like having a website. You will always want to have a website if you're in business. We look at the same. You will always want to have your online listings up to date, accurate, and on all 60 sites all the time as well.
All right. And the second part of that question was, why do we have to be listed on all 60 different sites?
Another good one. So the main reason for that is we go back again to that telephone game. If Google is receiving a search for pizza near me, let's say, and you are a Joe's Pizza place, and you're not listed on, again, let's bring up local.com. Well, Google may or may not deliver you as the most relevant search result. Google may think to themselves, well, Bob's Pizza Shop down the street is located or listed on all 60 sites. I'm confident that Bob's Pizza is a great result for this search. I'm going to deliver Bob's Pizza as a search result over potentially Joe's Pizza. So it is really important, especially you go back to also why not? If it's $49.99 to be listed on all 60 sites, really there's no reason not to be listed on all 60 sites. You don't want to miss out on the millions of people that go to MapQuest.com, local.com, and do these unbranded searches.
All right. And the last one we're going to answer today is more of a concern. Someone chatted in saying that they were concerned about bothering their customers too much, sending too many texts and just annoying their customers. So how can we help with that?
So that's another one we get quite often, and we go back to why is opt-in marketing so successful. The majority or all of the individuals that you have in these campaigns are opt-in customers. So there are individuals who are loyal to your business, want to hear from you, want to get promotions and discounts and announcements from you. In addition to that, our platform is completely compliant, so it will offer the ability for them to opt out with a simple word: stop, cancel, anything like that. So another kind of funny one that I bring up often is, don't be annoying if you're sending too many text messages. So you can strategically create recurring messages, schedule messages. And again, if customers want to be opted out, then they can do so as well. So there's no worry as far as that. If you're already doing email, this would be much a higher engagement rate than email. And if they're not being bothered on email, I'm sure that they won't be bothered on text messaging as well.
All right, so that does it for this Q&A. If you have any additional questions, feel free to drop them in the group chat here. We'll be happy to address those individually one-on-one. Please leave your contact information, a good email or phone number for you, just in case we didn't get it when you joined into this meeting. We look forward to speaking with you soon and helping you get back on track with your business.
And excuse me, remember, everybody who's on this webinar, who's scheduled for the webinar, will also receive that email for the 25 free messages, as well as access to our dashboard. Thank you all for joining.